What's up, everybody? It's King here. Hope you guys are having a great day. I hope you guys have been enjoying the content or stuff that I've been putting out. In today's video, you see by the title, I'm going to be reading comments. It's a new thing for me, generally, because I only do this sometimes in a matter of mods, things that I have not done, something like this in a minute. I'm probably going to do this every time I hit a milestone. In today's video, I'm going to be answering questions, debunking some statements, talking about some debate stuff, answering some stuff that I possibly could not go ahead and more firmly explain through comment, but can maybe more definitely explain through my voice. I hope you guys will enjoy. Let's go and get into it.
Pulled up to a spot, she live by the park, it's getting dark. My clock on my lap, I'm just thinking smart, so she hop out. She switching this shit, this the slickest shit. She got 2 minutes, if she ain't back out, then she gon' need a lift. She left her phone, so I picked it up. This hoe slow as fuck, now this calls 3 of them for mom, the other 6 ain't up. I look up.
Before we get started in today's video, I hope you guys will enjoy this video as always. But if you are new, I want you guys to go ahead and subscribe, because obviously I'm pushing great means stuff out, and I feel like I've earned ready to go ahead and literally full ask this, you know what I'm saying, because half of y'all are not subscribed, and there's no problem if you don't. What is being said is this will be helpful to your boy, because of the fact that if you like my content, want to support me, this supports me. A new milestone means it's 100 subscribers, with earning 50 subscribers, and now I have 50 subscribers, as being said. So if you support me / like my shit, I would like that. But if you don't want to, that's fine. You can unsubscribe if you don't want my new content. It is what it is. Real one support, and not necessarily not real ones, but if you don't like it, that's okay. Anyway, how are we gonna go and read these comments? Is simply put, in case of me checking through my comments with what I haven't responded to / what I have, and running through it, obviously, because some people don't know exactly how that works for a case of a content creator, but I simply just think that this would be the best and full run of everything, and with debunking, answering, reducing their stuff, then this is the best way to do it. So starting off with the case of my first video all the way back with my spectacular Spider-Man episode 1, the hero of New York City, currency Spider-Man RPs. It's a guy type of bunch of ganja, aka gibberish that you can't even translate into English. Then with my Jimmy vs. Russell Never Back Down style fully RP movie, this man just put Soto Brazil at Rafael Martelo 2734, and you translate into English is just I am from Brazil. Then at Abram Asura Rules, or my case of Asura the first Demon Elephant round 1. Then for these 3 videos from the case of Overwatch Symbol to Mortal Kombat 11 Chapter 1 and 2, and finally Chapter 11, is just promote social media. The reason why I don't promote my social media and other stuff, besides the general stuff that will be showcasing my creations or other matter of stuff, is simply I want my art and different matter of creations to speak for themselves and not be something else. And I don't have a problem doing that, but I don't use social media on a greater case form because of brain rot. The fact that I don't really be showcasing myself in different forms like that, it's not really my main forte. I don't really care to do that. And it's also because of the matter of being in a relationship, different stuff, and the fact that Instagram isn't the matter of the best form of representation, in my opinion, on a greater deal of my shit in every form, even though roads and different stuff helps with it being said. And I feel like I'm gonna get a little bit more into my shorts content stuff when the time comes for this channel. I feel like that's a little bit more better for me, especially again being a matter of relationship, and the fact that Instagram is the best matter of site at free flow to be going through with relationship. I feel like where want your shit to be very strong and connected, even though I'm loyal and I don't hear like cheating or doing any shit. There's a lot of shit that I know can like seem a little bit off-putting relationship with being on the gram and different stuff, and out of the case of my privacy and love for my wife, you feel me, I'm not trying to be having that. And simply put, it's just not my thing. I do have my Instagram account. I got locked out of it multiple times. I don't use it. I don't really fuck with everybody that I used to be on there talking to. So, simply put, it's not my thing. I'm down to promote different matter stuff, especially for debate stuff, but simply put, that's just not my thing. Anyway, going on to how would the Locust Horde Storm fare in the rounds between. The rounds between mixed with the lands between have been used multiple times between the Elder community and even the game itself, but I know it's more strongly the lands between, not to go and dismiss. But this comment is by my boy Jensen, aka at @error_mortis. Honestly forgot about this discussion, but enjoyed every bit of it. This is because we had a discussion on Twitch, but Next comment is from my boy Golden on my Assassin's Creed Ghost of Tsushima Season 4, New Mongol Threat Episode something. Look who finally decided to show up because I haven't uploaded in a minute. Then ironically, same thing with Jensen. Gotta get something off my chest. Rest in peace, Godsking. Gone too soon. 2001 to 1967. Golden Pride, that's fucking wild. Obviously, nigga, not that old. This BSL was born in 1997, but this man Jensen is a troll. So this man, I'm in my 1987. He's, you know what I'm saying, and I'm a little bit sick, as in the obvious, so you might hear some muffle. Let me wiping my nose with tissue. Sorry for that. Then we have my ranking the Elden Ring Pantheon from Weakest to Strongest with this guy at Lordum with Smash randomly. Then you have the case of this man at TC105. Put in a comment. Also, Plexidus should be top 5. He's the only character that can transcend time just by existing, and that's him beaten and out of his prime. Godfrey is strong, but he has no feast to put him above Malekith and Plexidus. So the answer to this, yes, Plexidus is very strong, being the Lord of the Dragons, the Tentacle Fellows, Elden Lord, and being renowned record of powerhouse within the lands between beyond comprehension. But regardless of being 8 or 9 heads, or being just 2, I'm not saying that it doesn't show a greater rep of his capabilities. He still wouldn't be harder to people because I want him to explain more, but simply put, the greater echelon are people that have all different accounts narratively and shown to be way stronger and be a whole different record of capabilities beyond what Plaxidus's could have reasonably shown. So that's why they're above, and there's no strong case of matter of proof or arguments to say that he would actually be up there on the same stand as them. So to me, I think that's reasonable, but for Godfrey, in comparison to Plaxidus and Malekith, the reason why is because when Plaxidus fought in the Dragon War with the rest of his kin, such brothers and sisters, Godfrey leaded the case of the Golden Order's newfound strength against the dragons and pushed the dragons out above the clouds, considerably in a whole different realm of reality. And Plaxidus fought in this war and fled after. So it's presumed reasonably that Godfrey did defeat Plaxidus or had a run-in with him, and is a reasonable person to presume that took away his 8 to 9 heads, and now with all those battle scars and just 2 heads is out here in a realm without time to stop the case of matter of his dying considerably, or in the main line wait for the Glomite Queen, his goddess, which is fine. I'm not saying that's not an argument for his reasoning, but to flee to a case of matter of plane without time, such beyond time, depending on how you perceive it, for the counting of the dying part of you, and to be there for someone to reclaim the matter of your strength, I feel like it's reasonable, because he wouldn't need to do that entirely if he didn't have a run-in with the mightiest tarnish the lands between us ever seen. So to me, I have reasonable presumption, and by the case of matter of skin, I haven't shown in the comment section of this video, and just all other alibis to say that Plaxidus had a fight with Godfrey slash Horlu, because it doesn't matter which one, even though Horlu is a better record of his might and bloodlustful case of matter of skill and strength. But that's a reasonable presumption, okay? And obviously, because Plaxidus, aka Placidusax, however you say his name, because I know that's another case of matter of saying, existed in a plane without time, aka beyond time, that would obviously mean that he can react and move on the same stuff. And Godfrey slash Horlu is the same thing, okay? Malekith is not as fast as that, okay? He's never shown anything on that. There's no reasonable saying for it, and simply put, he was held at a higher stand than Malekith. I feel like there's a multiple rack of things stamped that make Godfrey ridiculously more powerful, even in Horlu. And I can't really see a way Malekith could do anything to Horlu except for destined death, which even I feel like Godfrey is way more stronger, has way more experience, he has a better rack of all trades that runs a greater lay of reasoning for why he should just defeat Malekith. Easy work. I don't even think Malekith can even perceive him, you know what I'm saying? But, like, again, I feel like it's a reasonable presumption that he did, because, again, he fought in the war. But that's pretty much it when it comes down to that statement slash discussion, with this being said. But, yeah. Going on forward, though, besides this, with another comment, why the Tarnish versus Thor is not a debate. The guy at Comet Gold C249 with a personified profile picture. I see you. Tarnish can use Scarlet Rot or Black Flames if it is in a game. I think he can make the damage on Thor stack or multiple retries. So simply debunk this as I don't agree is the fact that Thor is way stronger. He's beyond the case of Tarnish's conversation. You know what I'm saying? And is way fast to where the Tarnish could arguably never stack or lay any case of matter of greater damage to him. None of the case of hacks that the Tarnish could hypothetically have within the case of this discussion with being post Elden Ring when it comes down to the playthrough and having everything that every actual form of known opposition to the Tarnish at mainline within the Pantheon to have would not actually disperse this man Thor because one, they're weak in comparison. He's way stronger. He's already way faster depending on how he receives the speed. And even if you think they're even, he can never hurt him on that tap potency standard even hacks because Thor scales ridiculously in comparison to every credit of his capabilities and hacks and power. So he's just beyond what the Tarnish can even possibly try to go ahead and do. And it's simply beyond his conception, what is being said. And how we gonna go fully with this show? Like form of discussion that I'm gonna have with people if they ever wanted to is simply just explaining like this. So in case somebody's afraid, I'm not gonna just be trying to flame you to death. I'm actually gonna try to like educate and have a conversation with you. But simply put again, he's just way stronger to where nothing that the Tarnish could possibly have from the case of all the Pantheon could stack against him. The only things I could think of, depending on how you see it and if you ranked, would be like the Stars Align capabilities of Starscourge Radon and the Forge God Hammer of Radagon such Queen America. But again, he's not as strong as Thor. I've already gave arguments for why Thor is like low complex multiversal to mid, you know what I'm saying? And Tarnish is nowhere near that. He can never stand to anybody like that, and none of his abilities could ever do that. And it doesn't matter if you can keep returning from the case of a grace or not slash be immortal. Thor could do so much shit that could just demolish any form matter of play by the Tarnish, you know, wipe this nigga from his existence in the plane of reality that he's in, send him into space, disperse him basically just by eradicating his entire body itself. Or simply put, like I said, my hypothetical theory, hit him so hard, he goes back in time before Tarnish even allowed to be in the lands between, which is like ridiculous power that the Tarnish has never seen any capability. So there's no capability for him to build a stack or ring new matter aforeshown by his post Elden Ring cap of capabilities, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for that. But next, for the case stuff that I responded to, makes the same time replies for a greater deal, with this guy at Donation 2184 for also my Tarnish for a store video. One, you are correct. Thor obviously wins. Thor literally hits a Tarnish so hard that he breaks their concept of time directly to the jaw, killing Tarnish immediately. Two, while Thor is one of the strongest gods in the God of War verse, saying the Norse's cosmology is greater than the Greek is absolute madness. I did not say this. I said possibly arguably greater, I'm pretty sure, like how he's going to mention. But when I say this, I mean the credit of being bigger, not necessarily by stamp power scaling, as I know the Greek Pantheon, the grandstand, and like every version and in every form of fiction, except for Marvel Comics, is arguably greater, even though because of them exist in the same plane of reality, that is considerably one and the same. But to keep going, now before you said this, you tried to cover yourself by saying I did not say that. I was talking about Thor within the matter of capabilities because of cosmology, because yourself being super dummy, intricate, and anatomically displayed of its capabilities in comparison. So I did not say that. This is not true at all. But still, with him saying quote unquote Thor is obviously not greater than all the Greek gods, I'd be crazy to say that. End quote. I said I've been cracked to say that. But all the higher tiers in Greece are either able to control concepts and domains or just outright overpower them. Fates, Kronos is not how you spell Kronos. Atlas, Zeus, you spelled Zeus with just a U. I'm not trying to like shame this guy. It's just like you can't spell some of the things that you put in. And like, I'm not trying to get on somebody because I can't spell some stuff, especially because that would arguably be hypocritical because somebody trying to go and get on me, and obviously no one's perfect. But I'm just saying, like, if you got a quote of me wrong, and then like you're not understanding what I'm saying, and then when I'm explaining it in other videos, I feel like considerably clearly, it's not necessarily me being mad or anything. It's just more like I can't really take entirely what you're saying seriously because it's not the actual truth, and or you didn't understand enough to take that in consideration. Ares, Hades, all other primordials. The only Norse that can do this is Odin, Freya, Thor, Sigurd, I think he means Sigurd, and maybe Heimdall. Now, my reply to this is pretty much the same. Okay, but how does that not prove what I'm saying is correct? Like, I meant on a universe bigger than another, not necessarily greater. I know the Greek gods are stronger and their pantheon is greater, but for the case of their cosmology being bigger or greater, that's not about power scaling. Yeah, that's not what I meant. And, like, considerably the reality warp or anything of that smidge of like hacksy thing depends on the case. There's a baseline matter of hack, some credit to a power scale thing, and then Heimdall is a mixed bar, as I perceive that as being a physical form record of hacks, but I could see that being also a credit of speed. I think considerably can go hand in hand with a precaution of him slowing down time and setting up his mix of different capabilities depending on the precaution would easily be from Kratos in comparison at one baseline, being the case of him doing a time skip maneuver, which still is strings to the matter of infinite considerable speed, but again, depending on how you perceive it from attack potency or hack, this would be baseline infinite, and then in comparison to Kratos, who is immeasurable plus one to even irrelevant, and this man Kratos does get considerably slowed by it, but is still able to react in a slow parity of his plane of time space perception, because this man is ridiculously fast beyond wonder. Heimdall is able to do that to him, meaning that this is easily immeasurable to irrelevant credit of speed type place of thing. And in game, just by game logic, this man Kratos is able to make people that should not be bound to any sense of time be bound in some way. So I feel like that's ridiculous in its own. But yeah, next, who deserves to truly be Elden Lord? Then you have this guy at Hayabusa09, me, like the profile picture. At Clone Who Punched one. Great video, man. Very well put together. Thank you. Then next, why Malekith versus August isn't close. At nameless underscore Godzilla. I think this is my man Wolf. I don't know. Nice profile picture though. Is that nigga Godzilla holding a Glock? Malekith is America's best boy. Then, for the case of my thank you video for 50 subscribers with Big Doors, the profile picture, I got Isaac Noon as my profile picture, the GOAT. At Clips101 YT. Well done, bro. You deserve it. By the way, Fire Giant was a skill issue. Get good. The cap is wild. I comment to Seth's reply. Every time he see a Fury, he gets PTSD. Shut the fuck up. That's a touchy subject. I put cope. Then he put fall over, leave Pierce's jokes. Go the type of nigga to say go kill yourself and say it's a joke. But no. Why the Tarnish first store is not a debate. At Michael slash EO9OP. I don't know why these niggas be having the most weirdest. That's not like their actual name. That's whatever the case of their name is given. But these names weird as hell, bro. Thor Solo is the verse of ease. Then on my why Malekith versus August isn't close. I need to go and take this call. My calling me in the middle of Kiss Matter video. About my why Malekith versus August isn't close video, like I was saying. And my mom's good, by the way, in case somebody wants to know. This guy at Principles Fail 723. Is that how you even say this man's name? I like his profile picture though, looks funny as hell. Get a cereal box working. I see the drip. I see the sheesh. You feel me? I don't know if it's Gom or Jom, how you say it. This motherfucking name don't mean shit what it's being said, because not like a preset reading with shit. I've sent in my mind and then reading full course of it, but it's not like a boy like illiterate and can't like precisely read. But this man says L take August solos, and obviously I don't agree with that. I don't think he watched the video, and more people will talk about that, especially this next dude at Lucius Filterin. He says even though Malekith can one shot August by channeling the Death Rune, Asura and August have light speed feats, as well as planetary feats. Malekith is not, if you put Mott, technically, but even going to be able to touch him to begin with, he's too fast. I replied, did you actually watch the vid? No offense, but that's not true. Okay, so simply to debunk this, you watched the video. I proved that it's reasonable for Malekith within Gurranq slash Beast Clergyman, which is a weaker form than Malekith's true form, obviously Malekith the Black Blade, okay, to be stronger than a young, to, in comparison, Curse slash Stage 69 Brain Cancer, Radahn, as one, Starscourge Radahn was already given to Radahn when he was young, aka when he reasonably challenged the stars and conquered them, and he had to build a race slash blitz to them to then conquer them. You know what I'm saying? So that's the same matter of stuff. So it's not a switch up in any sense of the way because of that. Sorry, that hurt some. Anyway, in full explanation, Malekith would reasonably being stronger than the case of a young Radahn who was defeated by Morgoth and Moog was scaled to him, and the same case of matter for others, being already a massively fast and light feat that goes from the higher end 100,000s to millions tier, with being able to go up to stars and do that and perceive stars for the matter of crushing them and do different stuff that's way higher and light years away would be that. Okay, and Malekith with being the definite demigods and having all these different case matter of scales with the Black Blade, Destined Death, all that shit would be scaling to the case of the high echelons of these people. And I would agree to the fact that everybody in Beast Demigod reasonably scales from solar system to multi-solar system in this case. And you can maybe wank Prime Starscourge Radahn when he's older, experienced, strong, stand proud in the case of the mightiest of motherfuckers in the lands between the Chad, the goddamn goat, and Prime Melania, Blade of Mikola would be maybe Galaxy, depending on how you perceive that. But I don't think that's gonna be, the case for most people. This will reasonably make Malekith 1,000 times stronger than anything that this man August could throw at him, and then at the same time, regardless of however you see the speed, there's no way August could truly touch Malekith and do something. And if you think Malekith can never touch August by speed, there's none that Malekith cannot do that would not necessarily take the battle in the case of matter of his advantage. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, simply put, Malekith is so much stronger, has way better hack capabilities in the fight, to where, again, like I just said, if it wasn't weird, there's nothing that Malekith can't not do that would take the battle from his advantage or out of his advantage. So August is screwed regardless how you see it, because August, as I explained in the video, is only reasonably hundreds of thousands to a great deal fast and light, but I feel confident at how I prove within my comparison scale of him, Malekith, aka Gurranq, being millions even faster than light. That's faster than August, and August can never hurt Malekith, so he would win eventually by default, like Spray, Destined Death. There's nothing that August could do in character or out within the battlefield that we would set it in, most likely, that he could do. So, like, this is just debunked in every sense of the way, because I don't know how you could try to debunk that, because again, I don't think he didn't watch the video, no offense to him. I no hate to anybody in the comments. I just think it's kind of weird, like, people would say some stuff and not fully understand it, and try to say some stuff that isn't true what is being said, and then try to create it as like, I'm wrong without full understanding it. Because I can be wrong. Everybody's in their own ways instead of their forms. But I just think it's just a weird case of matter of saying when you don't know exactly what you're talking about, and then same time trying to presume that in this precaution of topic, where again there's stuff that's proven and reasonably consistent within the verse, to say that something is not this if you would actually understand it. But besides that, moving on, who deserves to truly be Elden Lord? What's the name of the intro song? Great video, by the way. Vivek was the man who came closest to becoming Elder Lord of Canon. Now, when this man comes, I was like, who the hell is Vivek? I think he's talking about somebody else. But Vivek is a Tarnish you can fight in game. It is the poster boy for Elden Ring generally across the board, not like Wolf, the iconic Tarnish, and like the Tarnish I use in my example plays for against Thor or anyone else, right? Like with Asura, right? Because it's the second time I had a Tarnish facing somebody, right? And in this case, is the guy that became close to becoming Elden Lord, like this guy said, and is like the main line figure in the matter of doing it. I don't know about his lore and shit, but from the different accounts I've heard and a little shit I heard from Wolf, is that like he was like a main standing figure in the top place to becoming it, but different actions that transacted between the matter of his course into different stuff, he could never fully accomplish that and foreverly just down badly went about shit in the lands between, and so he kind of hit rock bottom. Like he was like on some goated activity, and then it just went south for him. But the intro song that I used to have is "Bloody Samurai" by RZA, and I said thank you to him. It's from the Afro Samurai Resurrection soundtrack. So I'm kind of recording this a little bit late. But next comment on why the Tarnish vs. Thor is not a debate. I mean, Tarnish beats all those bosses in Gods because it's a video game. You have to kill them. The Tarnish dies and loses a ton. That's true. But the thing is also like fated that like the Tarnish will become Elden Lord. He defies all matter of limitations reasonably set upon him. The Tarnish just walks through stuff, and a bunch of other games is more sensible or giving out reasons within the plot slash lore that would say strongly that this person could do this and do that. I'm not saying the Tarnish technically doesn't, but the Tarnish has fighting capabilities that reasonably in the greater look of stuff for the power scaling should stand to the people that he faced, and just is a walking wall for niggas. He's not like a character that can go out in his world and get greater exceptional training or weaponry by default, I would say, that should be able to stand to the demigods or any other foes. And even losing a ton, that is gameplay. That's not really contextual to everything. Now, granted, the Tarnish is immortal, always comes back at a side of grace, always pushes past every corner and plane of possible danger and unfortunism with the smart credit of being blessed with the greatest case matter of hacks and artillery possible within his arsenal, and just standing on business in every corner of every way. This isn't to sneak diss the Tarnish or the Elden Ring community. I'm just saying the facts that regardless how you see it, the Tarnish doing whatever the fucking game doesn't necessarily stamp him as higher or not in the case of a contextual cohesive stand against another paw for ball, bang for bang fight. This is mainly a topic for the fact that because the Tarnish never loses in his game slash world does not mean he defies all matter of characters. Like, this is just a dumb argument, if you would say, for another case of person. I'm not saying anyone is wrong by default for it. I just think depending on how you're saying it, it's kind of stupid, because you could say that about a bunch of other characters. That doesn't mean that this happens, especially against Thor, who is, like, in my video, as I explained multiple times, has showcased he's just beyond whatever the Tarnish could do, and it should not be a debate. It does not make sense, you know what I'm saying? But what my reply said, yeah, same applies to dying. Then another comment with who deserves to be Lord. Gotta say, I'll watch this if your mic wasn't so bad. Sorry, man. And this I will never understand, and a bunch of other people like commented with their own takes, and like I'll explain more, but just reading them. I understand you fully, bro, but I also sympathize with the video author because we all gotta start from somewhere. True. Your mom's mic is worse. I know. I don't listen to her either. Based internet sweep response. Facts, it did put me off. I give trends. I remember some of my favorites starting out. I commented, I respect everyone's opinion, but I really don't understand how my mic is bad for y'all. And then this guy, Brendan / Art, exactly. So I understand that my mic is not like the most defined case matter quality. It is a general case matter headset mic, and I do use an input mic in some other form of my talks when it comes down to the case matter of bigger discussion, analyzation, things like that. And that's a mixed case of what I'm using now, as this allows me to fill in the case matter of the audio and different stuff and mix around with shit when it comes out to mic volume, my other shit, and the input mic is obviously I'm talking to you guys like right now, but all around, I don't see how it's a problem. I can test out different mics if y'all would like, but the other mics I have tested out either make me sound like I'm in a fucking toaster, mix same time sounding like the most toxic stereotypical Xbox 360 party chat member, and or is used for a more sound voice acting thing, it would sound way too weird, I perceive. I'm willing to give that a chance, as that's like one of my streaming mics, but that sounds more better in the credit of my quality because of me streaming for a prolonged time and not talking and analyzing on the greater deal, right? So that's why I don't do that. And then if we're talking about the credit of like another mic I can use, is either like sometimes seems a little bit distorted and laggy, non-inputted, not audible sometimes, or echoey. And I just feel like this is my best record of mic. I've been using it for years. I never really heard it like this. It might be my voice. As y'all can tell, I'm a very soft-sounding, quieted individual. You know, I'm a mix between an extrovert and an introvert. I'm a very grain line nigga, and I feel like I can speak up with stuff. I know that I'm a very low-tone dude. I know some people can't hear what I'm trying to say or what I am trying to say. I get that, and I try to be the most cohesive. I don't even do these all in one try. I mean, when it comes down to recording sound, different matter of stuff, it's been like 6+ tries, considerably, to make this be the most defined form video possibility, right? And I'm supposed to have to go and edit this shit down, but when it comes down to me actually recording, going about shit, it's like 3 tries of actually like representing what I'm trying to say in some different ways, because simply put, like, I'm just trying to go ahead and say what I need to say when it comes down to this. So if you guys think that I could have a better mic, I can go search for one. I don't want to be spending too much money or something, because like this matter of mic and shit is a general matter has some mix with input mic. So if we're talking about headset like shit, simply put $50, but then for this mic cost me 40, and it's like a general case of my recording sound thing. Now, granted, this mic, you'll probably be using this to make music, like the rapper son, so maybe that's the reason, but I ain't no rapper, so, you know, that might be the case, but I don't know. I don't want to be going on a tangent. I just want to basically explain that, but anyway, another dude said, why the Tarn versus Thor is not a debate, and this man, at Jacob Johnson 9245, said, hey man, we can't hear you over the game audio. And I replied, I didn't know it was that loud, and it sounds alright to me, but I can see if I can change it. I changed a little bit of some frequency between the matter of my mic mix at the same time, the case of the game audio, but I think it's mainly on the intro with the case of the Tarnish fighting the Tree Sentinel, Guardian, Malachus, Chambers, like shit. And I do see that it's a little bit loud, but I swear I still hear myself. It's just because of the loud banging and the fact that the Tree Sentinel is a dick rider, making it sting a little bit more out there in the ear, I guess you could say. But still, then with another, with the why the Tarnish versus Thor is not a debate, at Darkslayers_some, I also believe Thor will win, but I feel like a little so for fans really hype of Tarnish, overrated at this point. I had a tongue stroke between them over there, but y'all always get what I'm trying to say, and I feel that as well. But then at a whole bunch of things that's about to make me cast a spell. No offense, no hate, but Tarnish has Melania Blossom. Precies, I think that's what the name of the flower incantation for Melania. Which can and has made a country into a wasteland. They will have less tolerance against that shit than anybody in Elden Ring, simply because he's an illness which he has no contact with. So I think he will take it a lot worse than Radon, for example. Please, I like this door, by the way. I replied, Thor has never shown the capability to be hurt by a disease of magic or anything like Scarlet Rot if they are not strong as him or stronger. In this video, I showed Thor is stronger and faster, so even if you think he could do the same thing as yours poison is, he would still kill the Tarnish and take it with his endurance, like Yorn's poison, and that's if he hit Thor with it. I also proved that Thor is way higher than the country level thing. I even showed that the Tarnish is way stronger than the case of Melania and all these other people, because I believe, again, probably Tarnish is consistently universal. You know, he would scale from multi-solar system to universe pretty casually and like ridiculously fast as well. I'm not trying to lowball the Tarnish. The Tarnish is powerful as fuck, like, let's be honest, but like that's not gonna stand to Thor, who scales the Kratos. Binged. this nigga Jormungandr back in time before his own birth, and is one of the most strongest niggas in the Norse pantheon of God of War, at least, and in general Norse, whatever I mean, he's Thor, you know what I'm saying? But like, that's not gonna work, and like, he's arguably faster, so it would even matter? Like, how Thor be like half teleporting with speed, or how he does I'm gonna show it within the recordings, he would just slap the Tarnish. There's literally nothing the Tarnish could do. Okay, it's like he's getting slapped. Then another comment at Vader / XH. I think the Tarnish poses a problem with the ability to come back over and over again at a site of grace, but the God of Thunder is still taking the W. God of War Thor single-handedly brought the giants close to extinction, hit a water circling serpent so hard it was sent back in time and went toe-to-toe with Kratos himself. I think Thor alone could solo the whole roster of Elden Ring. I believe that as well. There's some things that should be wrong about that because he technically didn't, full extinct the giants. Now, granted, he did kill a bunch of giants as Thor, but the greater deal of them killed themselves, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, I mean, he's like ridiculously strong, so I feel like it wouldn't even matter. I feel like it'd just be more like an annoyance, if anything. Plus, like, there's no way the Tarnish can even do anything by coming back to back. I mean, I feel like the Tarnish, even though, like, lore-wise, seem pretty, like, desensitized and de-stressed every time he does anything. The Tarnish just moves, you know what I'm saying? That motherfucker just staying by the crop of I stand on business regardless of whatever's put in front of me. So he probably will not get demoralized from fighting Thor back to back, but I just think Thor would get tired of him and just kill him somehow or just take him away. I mean, like, I feel like he could just battlefield remove him on accident. Cause y'all don't got no kind of, like, respectfully, this is not to him. This is like the fucking From Software community / Elden Ring. This isn't to bash everybody, but what is the Tarnish gonna do when he gets hit back in time before his own creation? Cause the Tarnish, for what I know, cannot counter battlefield removal. He will take the longest time to come back, and it doesn't mean come back to the same area. Cause if anything, that's just still a loss. You have to find a way beyond the comprehension of any human being on this planet to be able to get somewhere. Like, that's an L, bro. You gotta take that, bro. If I send your ass to hell and it takes you 100 years to come fight me again, and I'm like, I don't know, Asura or something, that's still an L. Like, I'm not gonna face you after that the same. And even then, if I do it again, you can't get out of it. It's not like, I don't know, like if Goku got sent away by Kratos, and like he used his transmission because he found his key or something, and it took, like, I don't know, 5 seconds or something. That's still instantaneous, and there's still a reasonable presumption to do that. Because consider, but that's not even a counter battle for removal. That's more like he'll get out of the area. Because if Thor sent him to the Badlands, there's no way he's getting back into the lands between without that. And to be fair, like, even if it wasn't taking place there, he could just do it in a different form that where the Tarnish cannot do nothing, you know? But back to the Back August video, there's a bunch of people saying the same matter of stuff. Yesterday, I believe, with like Acid 3 and saying great video, dude. These two people talking about like why me for America's +1 is close, why me for Malik in August isn't close. Then to the ranking the Outer Ring Pantheon from weakest to strongest, you have my man Golden saying, "Damn, bro, you popping off about time." Then the guy at TZ said, how the fuck is any demigod above Malekith when in the lore it's literally stated every demigod feared him and his nickname was quote unquote death of the demigods, end quote. And he also killed the glowing white queen who was a rival to America, and he did it without the destined death sword. She should easily be top 7 in the verse easily. Malekith is very strong, but first of all, the glowing white queen was only a rival to Queen America as an Empyrean, aka a role to where you try to ascend to being a goddess or god. 2, Malekith is very strong. There's a bunch of shit, but I proved that when it came down to attack potency on a lot more slated and clean, consistent stand, that there is no reasonable way that Malekith should be able to hurt them on a greater deal that they can, especially for the greater capabilities and versatility that I would say Radahn has, and the hack paw for paw that Melania has, okay? But with speed, that's a different thing. Again, I think Malekith is ridiculously fast, like I explained with him against August, right? As I believe he's probably more faster, no matter how you see it. But I explained as well in the video that Radahn and Melania would reasonably be massively faster than light, ridiculously, because the constellations and the fact that Radahn showcased this more in his greater form prime, and to be able to do this, control the course of how stars move externally, is ridiculously fast. Like, it's not even funny. So there's no way Malekith could keep up with them, and because they scale to each other or around, Radon and Mulaney would figure out a way, and they have the hacks to be able to break down Malekith. So that's why. And being quote unquote the death of something, even though he is that, I'm not trying to discredit Malekith, that doesn't instantly make you stronger than him. Granted, the death of the demigods is a very great feat, and that does imply that he's greater than a greater echelon. Again, Alluri of the demigods feared him. I mean, considerably all, you know what I'm saying? Because in the words of Ryan, the fucking armor piece, there's not one demigod not fear him. But this is mainly because of Destin dedicated Black Blade. This is because of his accomplishment with it. This isn't by stamp because he's that powerful. And even people that are called to be the death of this and this don't necessarily by stamp overscale the other people in comparison. So that's why I would say I don't agree with that statement or sentiment, right? And I commented a bunch of different stuff. I'm not going to read all of it because it's a whole fest and has to talk about debating and stuff. I'm going to mainly just read my thing and just read the stuff that I need to go ahead and explain or elaborate on, as I've already explained a few of his points, but this man has not proved anything, and I sent him a link that reasonably proves my point, right? Especially with Plaxidusus. But I replied at first with, you would have to prove that statement / title, and even then they feared him because of the Black Blade, not just in general. He has no feats / statements that back to the point he defeats Melania or Radon. Also, Godfrey defeated Plaxidusus, so that's not true within your last statement. Last comment, actually, because I was thinking that. My bad. What is being said. But I saw later on that is true. I looked it up. He didn't show it instantly, but I did show a scan that reasonably would suggest that he did what is being said. But then he commented something in between what is being said about how, I don't know why you're trying to power scale Elden Ring like it's an anime, and I never understood that because I was mainly, first of all, replying to the main core argument and shit, but at the same time, within reading it, I didn't really have much sixes like, why do I need to not scale or not? Because, like, first of all, yeah, Elden Ring is not an anime, but every form of thing in fiction, even in life, has a credit of power scale. Now, is it to the harder core form that fiction is? No, but, like, I have the right to do that because, first of all, you can't stop me. What is being said. Two, I'm intrigued about the Elden Ring lore. I fell in love with it to an extent, even if the game pisses me off to new heights, to the point where I need therapy. Okay, Persona 5 was coming in clutch. But just because it's not like an anime that has a lot more concrete power levels or power scale does not change the pure fact that there's a reasonable purpose for me wanting to scale it. And you came to an Elden Ring tier list about power scaling. Like, what does that mean? Like, I'm reasonably given an argument for why he can't. Because being a death of the demigods does not equal defying all matter of the demigods just like that. Because being the death of something does mean translate to being a person that can kill or being the literal person that could wipe them out. But with a person that showcase even scale in comparison to what he has, or a reasonable assumption, right? Or more, I feel like showcases that, and I'm trying to be consistent, as just because someone was accounted to be this and be feared by them and have all this is not equal that. And he's trying to say that Malekith scales to Queen America, and I already explained this in my Malekith versus August video, but he scaled only above her when she was an Empyrean, and arguably never did. He was her shadow, a care bodyguard, a care enforcer. But not every person protects somebody is instantly stronger than them. And the two fingers only made Malekith like that for that time. He never showed anything consistently like that. The fact that she betrayed him the way that he never knew considerably, but I would perceive arguably did, especially in one of his dialogues that is being said, because he did shit for her, such a golden order that no other person except for possibly Morgott will go out his way to do, but considerably she has to overscale him to do that, and never show any credence of reasonably being on that scale. So I feel like all of that is headcanon to not even strong. I have a lot of consistency and a lot of reasonable argumentation that I explain within the power scaling video that we're talking about with the case and matter of the Elden Ring Pantheon from Weakest to Strongest. And this man, no one else can really give me a strong stand of how or not this is that and that. So I just will never understand that. But besides this man, teasing, no hate to him. But with this as well, at slash PW6FE, the mic quality really adds a lot. And Jensen says go to mic quality. Yeah, I apologize for the mic quality, bro. Sounds like my teammates at Jones 1670. Then you have my Kratos and Tyr throwing the most legendary fate of all time. This guy at Damien says why bro doesn't have like a like why. What? Oh, sorry for the plot war. 6%. I was trying to say that because I'm not like wow, but. The relic kit, the medallion, the vase things like realm shift and everything like that, you should have a green icon to the bottom right. I never heard it be called that. I just don't have that there. It might just be from editing it. That's the reason. I never heard it called a relic kit. I thought it was just like a super thing. I didn't even see a title thing. But another person saying that I'm wrong at Aquarium I72239 alternate title. Quote, power scaler attempts to power scale Elden Ring demonstrates utter ignorance of basic lore, end quote. Ironically, this is like a friend watch a Chinese movie with no subtitles and started explaining the plot to you. That's the most dumbest statement I've ever seen, because I gave reasonable reasoning for everything that I said in the video. This man didn't show any true argument. What he said, he never truly explains why, and even when he does, he doesn't actually demonstrate an understanding of what I'm saying within it. And I feel like that's ignorant. Now, I'm not going to act like I'm the most in-depth understanding of the Elden Ring lore, because it is very confusing. Not as confusing as like FNAF lore, son. It's not that hard I feel like to have a grasp of it. But in the grandstand, especially from a power scaling and for what I could probably say I'm a big knowledgeable person on, I'm educated on, is that shit. So to say that, I feel like it's ignorance own right, because you don't even know what you're saying and you don't have no arguments, and he would not debate me. So I don't understand that. And if any of y'all, no matter the video, if it's the case of matter of the Elden Ring power scaling tier list, why Malekith vs. August isn't close, why the Torrent vs. Thor is not a debate, any videos that I come out with later on, if you disagree with anything, please debate. Look in the description of the Elden Ring power scaling tier list video. I will get into my Instagram if I need to. That's the only way, and you really want to debate. But if you really want to debate, Discord, Xbox, PSN, anything of those types or more, we can run it up, have a cohesive conversation, and respectfully, if you one of these people talking shit, I will floor you in the case of matter of debate with every form matter of malicious arguments I have, and there'll be no way you can go and defend it. I will disperse you from existence like Thanos with these arguments. Jokes aside though, still, with the case of matter of what I replied with what is being said, I challenge you to prove me wrong in any way, shape, or form, and with actual arguments and not just yap, as everything I said and put within this video was researched and has been universally shown accurate. Then this guy replies, brother, Ronaldo Phase 2 is literally just a spell of Ronnie. His Stormlord isn't Plaxidusus. I really don't expect much from power scalers though. One, I never said Ronaldo was a real person, the case of matter of Phase 2, right? I'm talking about Renala, Queen of the Full Moon, as in her prime, okay? It doesn't matter if Renala, in the case of matter of Phase 2, is a real person. That wasn't the argument that I made. That's not what was stated. He's making that up, aka just throwing that in there. That's the projection. That literally has nothing to do with anything, okay? And two, like, it doesn't matter because there's multiple statements that Renala, if she would fight, actually it was in this docile, down bad, simpish state, could fight. I mean, she fought in the war. She's the queen of the carrion worlds, like I will later on state. So it doesn't make any sense. And I never said the Stormlord is Placidusus. Like, I'm not one of those people who thought that. I thought that because, first of all, I got told that. But then I researched, because I never saw any concrete proof, that, again, Placidusus, aka Placidusax, fought in a war that Godfrey led a war encounter to. Okay? He's a reasonable person to defeat Placidusus. So, I mean, in this case, the burden of proof is on anyone to prove to me that's not reasonable. I showed a scan in the comment section. I have reasonable points. I have more scans that give credence to it, and it's not like I'm just making it up because I love Godfrey, right? Because I think he's a very dope ass character, and I love him, and he's one of my favorite characters in Elden Ring. I hate the first to second phase, arguably, of his boss fight though, but like it is what it is. But like after that, another dude at Jin the One put at Karim. Yeah, his tier list is plain wrong. I will do this onto nothing. Doesn't prove anything. You literally didn't disprove anything that I said in the video. I never said Ronaldo was an illusion. I never said Plus Deus Ex was a Stormlord. And it wouldn't change anything either. Ronaldo has multiple statements saying she's a very powerful sorceress and fought in the war. She's queen of the Carrion Worlds as well. Godfrey fought in the war against the dragons, and Plaxeduces was there and fled after the fight. With scars visibly shown from a fight, and it's presumed and consistently shown it was him. You didn't debunk me and show nothing of proof for your claim or points. So you or anyone else can debate me if you think I'm wrong, or be like what you think me, presuming an unintelligent person in the comment section. Would you like to debate, prove anything I'm saying wrong? Then another guy at the blood, no offense, I'm not reading that. Bro, don't bother. He's probably mad you put Melania over Radon or some stupid shit. He's talking about goddess of rock Melania, not Melania by herself. Even though you could argue that, I think they're very contingent. But Radon using his full arsenal, I think, could like outdo her. Ain't gonna lie. But still. Also, great video. However, I disagree with where you put post Frenzied Flame Melania. Or Melania, I thought it was Melania the way he put it, my butt. It's also not technically post, because, like, she hasn't done anything with Frenzied Flame. Isn't that technically pre? Because, like, they're gonna fight, considerably. That's the hype up. There's no post, because post means after. I don't know, that's what he meant. But still, Frenzied Flame Melina, as despite her being threatening, I doubt she's stronger than Erica and Radagon. The reason why I say this, which I'm gonna read my reply, is simply because a matter of what's hailed and reasonable and taken at face value. I argue, there's a reasoning, but I don't really think it's not valid for now, but like it is what it is. I also think Godfrey, Horlu, and Plaxeduces should be lower than Melania. As lore-wise, her goddess form should put her relative to America in strength, and even in gameplay portrayal, as she's meant to be hardest boss for that reason. That is not even a strong argument, but okay. But the next person at Neonaragi, I don't even know if I'm pronouncing this man's name right. But learn to spell before you debate with someone. You sound American or at least English. This man didn't even put at least. Are you gonna tell somebody to spell? You can't even spell at least properly. Like in the case of matter of just least itself. But I didn't spell anything for what I'm reading, even with a preset mindset thing, because it's how I usually talk. But the case of how I'm typing in the comment section is obviously different. But like that doesn't make any sense. So it's like your main language. If you can't even do shit with that, what more tier list? I can speak English properly. I could also type in the case of matter of the name of my YouTube video and the same time. The only thing I spelled wrong with the tier list is roundtable, because it's arguably just a simple typo with me, what is being said, and not actually showcasing of my intelligence and other shit, like how a person like this person, someone else, could be like. But even then, say I couldn't spell properly, how does that take away any of my arguments? Like, yeah, it might show my, I guess, literal case of matter of literacy, but it doesn't take away the stamp of my points made by voice or other shit. You're coming at it with no argument and no purpose. What the fuck does that mean? Like, I'm confused on how people think they cooking with a line like that. Like, that honestly doesn't make sense. But it is what it is. But the only thing, again, like I said, that I would change with my tier list before anyone asks or thinks that I think it's entirely perfect, it's mainly like Elden Beast, because of the credit of how Elden Beast, was able to contain Radagon / Queen Medica, why Radagon / Queen Medica are not in the lands between Water Vankin, and the credit for how the overall greater case matter control is shown. But like, this is in the sense of the fact that is a mixed bar thing because they're all contingent, and Ride Against Queen America had to contain LMB some form, but LMB is just to go to a higher plane. The fact that they have to usurp themselves to the golden order would make LMBs considerably by default at mainline stronger. But with roundtable, again, it's one misspelled thing that doesn't define my intelligence. It's not a big deal, and you can spell least right, so like you can't be talking if you want to talk about somebody spelling one thing in a tier list wrong, because roundtable is obviously Roundtable. Like, I'm not stupid because I couldn't spell that right. I didn't put Melania over Radon, but I only say that stuff for Melania because of what's implied. But I can understand if you disagree. I wouldn't do that because Godfrey is faster, stronger, and has better statements. That's also gameplay. That's not contextual. She also couldn't hurt him or plus Deuces, as they are again faster or stronger to the point the rot shouldn't hurt them. If you would like to debate the stuff, we can. Just simple put, like, there's no showcases that Goddess of Ra Melania should be able to stand on the same plane as Queen America. That doesn't make sense. And in gameplay, that's gameplay that has nothing to do with the actual fight. Like, there could be a nigga in a fighting game stronger than Shao Kahn, but Shao Kahn in the actual lore narratively is top dog for a great deal of the Mortal Kombat verse, power scaling, and narrative, which considerably go hand in hand. So, like, I don't know what to say there. Like, that's not an argument, and like still doesn't gonna change anything. And also, even if you think, like, for instance, Godfrey is not like infinite to immeasurable speed, there's no reasoning I feel like Melania should be able to step over him. And even with the case of Rot, I don't think that should hurt him on a greater deal. So like, that doesn't make any sense to me. So like, yeah, this is dumb. I can spell like what question mark. I never misspelled anything in the comments or anything in the tier set table. Also, what does that have to do with my arguments? Like, stay your place if you don't have nothing to say. I'm also Egyptian. English is not my first language, but I've spoken and spelled it for most of my life. That's a good point. But again, I only understand the case of matter of Lilith's Ting for the count of this entire argument. But again, it's a hypothetical. You know what I'm saying? Like, she maybe might not be there. She maybe might. But there's no reasonable saying for me at the moment, from my hypothetical, that Melina ain't up there. That's all I'm saying. But still. Then for the tier red and the fade, things and all the rest of his comments is a lot. And we're 57 minutes in, so I don't know if I'm going to read all of these. These are a great deal of shit. So, you know, I hope you guys have enjoyed. I appreciate everybody. For the rest of the comments, I would like to see a part 2. That's fine. This is the main case of stuff that I want to go ahead and read. I hope you guys have enjoyed. I appreciate the case of matter of my talk, spelling, debunking different stuff, and, you know, debunking myself in the case of matter of more fucking brain rot, because these arguments and this shit just do not make sense. Not to put anybody in the bad. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed. Like I said before, subscribe if you are new. Leave a like, leave a comment, share, all that good jazz if you want. Love you. And if you don't leave any of that shit in mind, then I'll send Big Kratos after you.